Okay, so you came up from the South Park, Third Ward area. You went to Ryan, you went to Yates, you played football, you met people like Lil Kiki, all of Herschel Hardhead.
First. Now me and Kiki, we was best friends. We took it, like I say, we took every class together. He said right by me, or I said right by him.
And then
at Addicts.
Then you met George Floyd and
see, and that's what I was telling you. When I met George Floyd, the first thing I met George Floyd and I met Von Dickerson. Von was the one who showed me how to put my pads in, and Floyd was the one who took me under his wing because he saw something in me. I never forget. I was coming out the field.
I'm glad
at Ryan
because this kind of speaks to his character. That's one I asked you what was
exactly.
Okay, so
the character was he was always the type of person that always looked out for me, not knowing he been knew my people before I even got to Third Ward area. He already knew who my uncles and them was and my cousins. He knew everybody. So, because my daddy had a shoe shop right there across the street from French's, right there on Scott Street in the little corner, right behind that fire station. Okay. He had his shoe shop right there. So everybody in the hood knew my old man who he was. Plus, my uncle was the quarterback at Yates, Clarence McKinney, which now is the coach over at Texas Southern University.
No shit.
Yeah, Bug. That's my uncle. That's my blood. So, Floyd had already knew my whole family. So he used to chill with my grandfather. My grandfather used to give him game because he was a big old dude. You 6'4" in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You're gonna be somebody.
So he basically took you under his wing
because he knew who my old man was. He knew who my old man. Like, come on, man.
So when you say take you under his wing, like
he was a year older than me.
So give me an example of the type of things you was
like if he knowing who I was and who knew who my daddy was, who my grandfather was. So on the field, he would make sure that I ran the right patterns when it was my time to get in the game. Bob, you know what you're running? That's how he talk. Yeah, man, you gotta run a fly. Or you gotta run this. Or when we out in the streets, that's Lil Brady, that's B-Ball, that's Brady the mailman's son, that's his son. He solidified me, and then people look at me like, oh, you Brady's son? And Floyd would be like, that's Brady's son.
So he was already kind of solidified.
Yeah, he was solidified in the hood. He was a G already. He's 6'4" in 8th grade, man. You can't teach that.
So as a person, you would say,
as a person, man, the guy was he was a silly. He was a comedian. He was funny, man. He was one of those guys. Yeah. He was silly, man. He was, George Floyd, this guy named Oscar Smallwood. He was the number one linebacker in Texas when Yates went to state. When we went to state. So, like I said, I'm breaking everything down. It's going to come together. Yeah, it's going to come together. And you asked about me getting to Kentucky State. Okay. So what happened was, my 7th grade year, I failed off the team, man. And Floyd, Vaughn, them, they were like, man, Coach Simon, them, they were like, man, you failed, bro. And I had the potential, because football went number like 6 games. Then here come basketball season. That's what I was waiting on. I knew I was gonna play, but I couldn't play because I failed and made it 58. My old man told my ass up. That was the last time I ever failed in sports.
Again,
from here on out, I never failed. I got by 9th to 10th grade year because that transition from being popular from 9th grade, from 8th grade to 9th grade. And when I was at Ryan, my 8th grade year, I came back the next year, made honor roll. A straight A's and B's. Now I still was a class clown, and I also was Mr. Ryan. I was Mr. Ryan. That's the first time me being in a political campaign, and I won, man. I was in a political campaign with the school.
Yeah, so that was your first time getting a sense of what politics was?
Oh, yeah. So I'm speaking in front of Kathy with my police chief, Lee Brown.
Yeah.
I'm speaking at big engagements with that. And I never forget.
I ain't gonna lie, was public speaking hard at that time? Because I know you do a lot of that now.
No,
so
it wasn't.
A lot of people, that's like they biggest fear. A lot of people say they can't do that, but I know you do that. I've seen you do it so many times. So did it derive from those?
You know what? It kind of did because now I tell you, now mind you, remember in elementary, the teachers used to let me get up and make people laugh. They let me get a little minute. And then that derived from elementary with Walter, Dante Rounder, Walter Kemper, Chikaris, you know, I'm just naming a few people. Derek Welch, D-Dub, you know, these are guys were like my friends in elementary, but like I say, we was the ones that was the class clown over at Elcott.
Okay.
So when I went to Addicts, it was Lil Kiki. You understand me? Lil Kiki was like this. And then once I got to Ryan, I was cool with everybody. I mean, Ryan, one thing I can say about Ryan and Third Ward, everybody cling to me because of my daddy, like I can say, and my family. So I was cool with everybody, man. And even though I'm from Third Ward, but I had to go to South Park. But then for me to come back, everybody showed me love. I never had nobody to hate or you know, show any shade to me. It was just love. It was just up to me to prove. Okay, if you got some game, you got to prove it. I had Third Ward.
It ain't no.
I had to revamp my life. Even though I was cold with basketball on the South Side.
But I ain't gonna lie, this a whole
nother era. Because Ryan Yates Cullen is football, man. It wasn't no basketball. It wasn't no basketball school. It was straight football. You know, if you say you good, hey, you gotta show out, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So and now here comes the turn of the story. 9th grade year, real talk, this real story. And if he was here, he'll tell you, oh, this is true. I never forget, Yates played in the summertime. They go and practice up at the schoolhouse, you know, summer practice.
Okay.
This 9th grade year. This is a true story, 9th grade year. My daddy dropped me off at Yates. And now this is my next best friend. And this is no lie. This is since 9th grade, from this day to right now. Never forget, man, I'm jumping out my daddy's car. Then this other dude jump out his mama car. And I looked at the dude, I said, man, that's a big old ass dude in my mind. So I looked at him. He looked at me. I looked at him again. Then we jumped the gates. Soon as we jumped the gate and got on the other side of the gate, because we going to football practice. I looked at him, he looked at me. I said, man, damn, boy. What you a senior? You a senior? God damn. And they say, no, man, I'm a freshman. I said, you a freshman? He said, yeah, man, I'm a freshman. I said, God damn, boy, you big mug. You a freshman? I ain't never seen no, because now you gotta mind you, I went to Ryan and then Cullen. Yeah. This guy just came from out of nowhere. Nobody knew who he was. He went to a private school.
Okay.
And that same year, he had a growth spurt. He was at the beginning of that summer. He said he was 5'11". Then all of a sudden he's 6'4", big old dude. Guess who that is?
Who?
Milton Powell, Big Pokey.
Hmm.
Yeah. So imagine the first dude you meet that didn't go to Ryan or Cullen, because we had a little rivalry thing going back. And everybody know. They know I ain't lying. Yeah. Ryan Cullen, Darling, Dick Darling. It was
I remember Madison Yates.
You know what I'm saying? It's a rivalry. But this dude didn't go to either one of them schools. So I'm the first person. Well, he's from Yellowstone, so he know all the Yellowstone folk, but his mom was like, nah, you ain't finna go to Cullen. You gonna get some morals about yourself. You understand? I'm gonna put you in this private school. His mama love her. R.I.P. She was like a big part of our lives too. So now you gotta understand, this guy, Big Pokey, his name Milton Powell. His name wasn't even Big Pokey. It was just Milton. But but the coach and them gave him. I think his old man is. But he introduced Pokey. But we knew him as Milton Powell. He jumped that gate, bam. I jumped the gate. From that day to right now, we've been hanging together every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day. From that day, just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And y'all play football together.
Play football together. You understand? We freshmen. So imagine you got a big old homie. He was like my protection.
That's how big he was.
That's how big he was. And everybody already knew him in the hood. But he was like Eddie Jordan, and he played running back for Yates.
Was he good?
Great. I got the film to show it. Me and that boy, we was the truth. 9th grade year. You know what I'm saying? Me, Sean Porter, Big Pokey, Monster Dixon.
So I'm listening.
Roger Felder, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I'm listening to the story. How did you end up having to walk on to Kentucky State?
So that's what I was trying to tell you. From 9th grade, 10th grade, I was on varsity basketball 10th grade year.
Okay.
So I had the hoop game. A dude named Carl Owens got killed.
Okay.
He was like an All-American. I looked up to him, Carl Owens, and Carl Owens, he was like my mentor. He took me under the wing because I had heart. I wasn't scared of nobody. That was the whole thing about it. I talk shit to whoever. I don't give a damn who he is. And he saw that, like, man, you got heart, boy. So for me to walk on at a college is because I didn't handle my business with my grades at Yates. I could have went to any school in the world. Any school in the world. I'll be sitting outside and because at one point in time, my 11th grade year, I had went back to my grandmother's house. I had stopped staying with my old man, and this is the time that 11th grade year that Yates, we start on our journey to go to state. They say we was the sorriest team ever come through Yates. We won 1-1. We lost to Dallas Carter. We tied with Sterling, and we badly beat Jones that year. So they say we was the sorriest team ever come through that. George Floyd and Vaughn had did some stuff the game before Sterling game for us to tie against Sterling. And they did like a fake field goal. And Vaughn was the holder. So he picked the ball up and threw it to Floyd, and Floyd dropped it. So coach suspended him.
Floyd?
Yeah, suspended Floyd and Vaughn.
Okay.
And so coach was like, I stopped coming to summer practice cause they was fighting up there. I was like, man, I ain't got time to be fighting. So I'm playing AAU. You know what I'm saying? So I was on JV at the beginning of 11th grade year. So coach was like, okay, well, I'm balling out on JV. I'm killing, doing that quarterback punt return. I'm doing everything. I'm, the kicker. So coach was like, well, you can't do that on varsity, Coach McGowan. Big shouts out to Coach McGowan. I was like, shit, you put me on varsity, I bet you I do it. So he gave me a chance. Him and Coach Mumphrey, RIP Coach Mumphrey. He went to Kentucky State too. That plays a bigger role
in how
I got to Kentucky State too, and he's an alpha.
Because I was gonna ask you, like, why did you end up going to Kentucky State? You from Houston, and I've been to Kentucky State with you. I know how far that is.
You know how far that is.
So what made you say I'm gonna go to Kentucky State as opposed to somewhere that was closer to Houston?
Okay, so look, I could have went to any school in the world.
Okay,
you understand? I wake up in the morning at my grandmother's house right on Lee Harvey Persian, and Danger will tell you, because he'll be going up and going to Jones while I'm getting picked up by Walter Kemper to go to Yates. We'll have schools like Ole Miss, LSU, Auburn, Arkansas in the yard. When I wake up in the morning, I go out my yard, I look at Ole Miss down there. And I'm like, man, I didn't take advantage of my opportunity because I bullshitted 9th and 10th grade year, just getting by with 70s, 75.
Just doing just enough.
Just enough.
Yeah.
Because I found out I was good in football. And Yates is a football school. So coach moved me up 11th grade year. First time he ever touched the ball, I played punt return, ran that thing back. It was all history after that.
You the first time?
First time he ever touching that bitch. Ran that bitch back. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Then the week after, so what happened was when I ran it back, they called it back. So I was like, I ain't tripping. Called it back.
But still. That still hold weight.
Then the next week, Vaughn them come back. Vaughn and Floyd them come back. They seen it. You know what I'm saying? I never forget. This is a true story. I ain't talking down on nobody, but this is a true story. I never forget. I was doing my thing, and everybody was like, well, shit, he might be ready to ball. Might got something. I'm telling everybody,
so
y'all know I got
yourself.
But you got to mind you, 9th and 10th grade year, I'm killing. I supposed to have been on V.
Yeah.
I just didn't want, man, I ain't feel like all that old, I ain't finna be dick tussling. I ain't finna be begging a nigga to play, man. If I'm going to play, I'm going to play. And the coaches knew I had some. I just had like this, man, fuck it. I'm on varsity basketball anyway. That's all I want to do is hoop. I'm just playing football just because my old man wanted me to play football. I knew I was good, but I didn't know that I was good. You understand? And I'm thinking I'm Jordan. I used to study this nigga. When I say the moves like Jordan, everything, you know what I'm saying?
Have you seen the Jordan?
I ain't seen all of it, but you know what I'm saying? I seen some of it. Okay. So with football, and we're going to come back and piece this shit together because I'm here with you.
Okay.
So the football thing was, okay, I never forget, we was practicing because we ain't had no field over at Yates. We had to go practice at TSU. We had to go practice at Jeff Davidson. This is when Jeff Davidson was Jeff Davidson, right across the street from Yates. And they had punted me the ball in practice. And so coach already knew that I was, you know, they weren't running nothing back. No special teams at Yates on that state team. They weren't running nothing back.
They wasn't
nobody running nothing back. Prior to me, when I got on there, wasn't nobody running nothing back.
Okay.
Yeah, we gonna say that. I get on that bitch. I come up from JV now. There wasn't nobody running nothing back. Nobody running nothing back.
All right.
So the special team, he said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do for you, Brady Ball. Can you play punt return? I'm like, hell yeah, I play punt return. I'm talking to the coach like this. If he was here, he'll tell you this how he used to talk to me. They used to call me all world. Coach McGowan used to call me that because I thought I was all world. I did. It was just my attitude. I just had that shit. I think I'm the shit. Which I wasn't shit, but I just think I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? So they kicked me the ball and I'm doing punt return. And now Coach Johnson had the receivers down the way. So they having a little meeting. So I'm doing special team kick return. So everything, you know, good. I ran back a little punt return. And coach like, you can't do it again. I say, shit, kick that bitch to me again, coach. Bloop, ran that bitch back. Bam. They called the practice. Special team practice up. He ran that bitch back.
Yeah.
Now mind you, I'm coming up from JV, but everybody on the team know Brady Ball's supposed to be on. I see he tripping. He want to play JV because he want to play everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I never forget, man. Vaughn was the captain, and Floyd was the co-captain. You understand? Now mind you, I met them at Ryan. Now mind you, when you just imagine if you had a little homie that you helped put your pads.
Yeah.
Just 3 years later, nigga ain't know how to put his pads in his gear.
And 3 years later,
this nigga here. So I posed a threat. Just being real. We're gonna be 100 about it, man.
Okay.
But it was me, I'm a competitive. You know what I'm saying? We on the same team though. But I'm gonna make your ass work, bro. I don't give a damn who you is. So what happened was, I never forget, the receiver was having a little discussion. And Vaughn he had just come off of suspension. Him and Floyd. Everybody lined up because shit, we won 1-1. We badly won against Jones game. The game that I did play, but we badly won. So Vaughn was talking to the receivers. You this, man, you slow as hell. You
yeah, he going
off on everybody, man. And the receivers looking at him like this, like.
So I'm guessing he was taller in stature.
But mind you, he a little nigga, but the little nigga got heart. Yeah, little nigga got heart. The little nigga cold. He cold, and this on camera. The little nigga was hard. So you gotta understand. But the type of nigga I was raising. I'm really a South Park nigga that was raised before. I didn't know these cats, so I already got heart. I already had heart. I just had to learn how to put it in the in the sports arena. Because they always play Little League. So he telling the other receiver, man, you ain't gonna catch nothing. Then he telling his other receiver, man, you catch everything in practice, but when you get in the game, you don't catch nothing in the game. Then he tell the nigga, you just fast. And then he got the Floyd, you be dropping the ball too much. And Floyd was right here. And Floyd like, man, yeah, man, I know I'm gonna get it better. But Floyd will catch that thing, but sometimes he'll drop that bitch a little sometimes. But he'll catch that bitch though. You know, he was kind of like 50-50, 70-50, depends on what it was. Then he got to me and Brady Ball, you just on JV. You ain't. I told that nigga, you got me fucked up, man. You can't fuck with me. Hey, yeah, Brady Ball said that. I'm fresh out with JV. Now the nigga been playing varsity since down to 9th grade. The nigga, he the nigga.
So what was it? Okay, go ahead.
But for me at that time, man, ain't nobody finna talk to me, handle me. And I don't give a fuck who you is, bro. When it comes to this sports, I don't give a damn who you is. And this real talk. The nigga was telling nigga, man, Brady Ball, you on JV, everybody laugh. I told them niggas, okay, keep laughing. I told everybody, y'all, I'm gonna be the #1 receiver at the end of this year. I'm gonna be the #1 receiver in Texas. I had a chip on my motherfucking shoulder. Now, mind you, my daddy training me every night in the motherfucking garage. I'm pumping them weights, running them stairs, pulling that tire in the garage at night. My daddy throwing the ball at me. A full speed in the dark. I'm catching that bitch. I'm prepared. They didn't know that I was working hard. But the niggas used to talk about me. Yeah, I heard your old man terrorizing you in the motherfucking garage. He terrorized. Yeah, he terrorized, but he getting me ready. Now, mind you, I was
at the time. Did you feel like he was getting you ready, or did you feel like he was terrorizing you?
I feel like he was terrorizing me because I didn't know.
So in hindsight, you looking at it like he was getting you ready. In hindsight,
I didn't know how important a black man is.